We're gonna see if the internet is better today. It's the after the day job. The work begins. Work nonetheless. Uh, it's Darnell. Welcome. I'm going to be trying. I'm gonna be trying. I am not attempting. I am taking this coop down. For those of you who have watched my channel and me discuss why this coop needed to come down, I guess you could skip a little bit forward. But this is the original coop that I built. I loved it, but I built it too strong. I built everything about it was over engineered for the practicality of keeping chickens. And when it came to thinking about moving this coop, that's where the pain existed. And I didn't initially understand that. 5 years later, maybe six, who knows? Here we are, and out of the first 8 ideas that I've had to take this coop down, actually the ideas weren't to take the coop down. The ideas was I was gonna move it. Then I was gonna summon a group of friends to move it. It's pretty heavy. Um, then I just went through all these different ideas, and here we are, man cave. Hey, TNT moms, today is a special day. You get to see me go up on the ladder. Hopefully that works out for the stream. Well, give the stream a like, TNT moms, and we'll see where things go from here. Let me get my music playing. So at least while I'm in pain, in my heights, the heights that I have to climb in order to get up there. Essentially, it's not really hard work. It's just some decking. I'm pretty sure I use decking screws. And it's OBS that I'm taking down, and I already have a use for the OBS, so I'm kind of excited to get to the next phase and to just see every day a piece of the roof coming off. If you haven't, oh, this water is so good. If you have any questions, please throw them in the chat. People, if you're joining, this is just the work after work. Today I had a pretty nice, rough work from home day. Camp was closed. It was raining outside, and today nobody wanted to be independent. So I was, even at work, I was kind of frustrated. I just felt a little weird and overcommitted, and I felt like I had Medusa hairs going out of every part of me. But I made it through, and every day I've been getting a little bit done at a time, and we're gonna go with that method for now. My property looks part forest, part paradise, so who knows which one. Who knows which one you'll like, or if I was selling my house, which side of the property would I show you today? But like I said, give the stream a like. I'm gonna get this ladder set up. We're gonna go up there and get this thing popping. I wish I had something fancy here, but I just got a tripod, and I'm guessing I'm just gonna try to make the shot as good as I can, and hopefully you guys don't get afraid at my techniques or my fat behind going up on this ladder. Either one. I'm not afraid of heights per se, but I do have this vision of me falling through ceilings because it's happened before. Oh, that's not supposed to be there. Oh, didn't want to hit that either. Okay, there's a dead frog up here too. It was underneath. I already took off the siding, not the siding, the metal roofing material. So I have no one here to hold the ladder, so I don't want to hear anyone talk about. Trust me, the ladder's pretty stable. If I could dance on it. So my goal is, it did rain last night, so if I'm gonna do this, I gotta do it. I gotta get the whole thing done. So I have so much of this roofing material that I think it's good enough for this stuff to go into the garbage. That's gonna take a while. Well, how was your day? Did you think that you were gonna be watching a guy climb a ladder and get rid of his chicken coop? Oh, we have another person who chatted. I can't see it from there, but I will be down. I'm gonna actually go back and forth. You guys want to see that dead frog I was talking about? You are hurt? What kind of hurt are you talking about? Are you talking about physical hurt? Psychological hurt? What kind of hurt? Anybody want to see that dead frog that's up there? It'll make me feel good that someone else took the, took the walk with me, because I really don't want to tear that piece out. It's like looking at me like, how'd you let me get under here? All right, I'm gonna go back up. I just thought there was a message that I could respond to, but doesn't seem so. So keep them typing and we'll get into something. It looks like I put a screw every 6 inches. Well, this is acceptable. Chickens are just walking around me. They seem to not be bothered. Okay. Alright, well, Lord knows this is not an entertaining stream, but it's a stream nonetheless. And we were testing something out, so that's totally fine. Don't pity me. Hey, Rita. Rita, you deserve my explanation here. Just watch your video, by the way. That coop is coming down, and I started yesterday. That's where all that metal roofing is on the side. And screw by screw, I'm taking it down. I would love to harvest all of the materials. Um, but every day I'm just gonna do a little. And I think I'm on schedule at least to get the roof off, and then I'll just put a tarp on top by I guess by Wednesday if I don't have anything crazy. But this whole screw by, it'd be nice to just like go crazy and just flatten it and take a sledgehammer through it, but that's not my style. Most of these materials are really good materials to be repurposed, and I don't think I need to go crazy like that. So we're just gonna take it a screw at a time. So far, yesterday's work was pretty quick. So, see, well, that's a good piece. The only part of that's weird is that when you're trying to find screws that you don't see, you also have to find the subtle angle that the screw is in, right? Oh, of course. Of course, I watched the video of yours the other day too. I haven't been on YouTube much, but I'd say when I see your name pop up, I always, even if it's for 5 minutes, I'll give it a watch. Yeah. Just because I lost my steam doesn't mean everybody else does. No, I'm good over here. It was a much needed. It was a much needed break. Okay, so the only thing that I don't like is I have visibility of most of the area, but I feel like I don't want to leave it exposed. Okay, I'm getting a phone call from inside the house. Don't you just love when you get a phone call from inside your house from people that are 20 feet away from you with one wall, and all they got to do is either knock on the wall or come outside? I need like a on-air light. It's actually a dream of mine to have an on-air light. What do you know? We got a freaking piece off. Oh my god. Well, how's everyone doing tonight? I don't want to hold anyone hostage for this big reveal. So this is a piece of, obviously this side is painted. Um, this is just OBS board. And it served its purpose. It was a nice roof for the coop. I over-engineered everything. That's probably one of the only things that was the right decision. I made this during COVID. You know what? I'm gonna leave this here so that I have a brace, because I wasn't gonna take it off, because when I took these screws out yesterday, I noticed that it wasn't coming down, and there's a screw going this way. So, Carolyn, what's up? This coop is coming down, Carolyn. Cry now. It's over. I'm done with chickens. If I had it in me like clickbait, I would say, I'm done with chickens. But my goal, I have actually big chicken goals for the fall. So I have some new birds coming on Thursday. Those are being rescued. So that's cool. First time for me. I plan on quarantining them for at least a week. I'm gonna be going on a little trip, so that's gonna be hard. And I'm also gonna have 2 ducks very soon. So. Who the heck knows what I was thinking when I made this? Like, I'm like battling with my. I need a drink of water. I'm battling with my old self and what I was thinking about when I made this coupe. Every screw, not to make this all emotional or anything, but every screw. Yeah, give you chickens in the background. They're going to town. So every screw. Thank you, Carolyn. Thanks for the question. Carolyn, I went through a bunch of iterations on what to do with the coupe, and the number one thing that I know is that the coupe has to go from literally, Carolyn, is the spot. Martin, what's up? It's the spot, and I'll explain. I'll walk you over to why this spot is bad. I will do it. Hopefully, I know I'm being pretty bold, moving my thing around. So when I walk from my front yard, I have a vision. I don't mind taking you all the way. So this you guys have seen, right? Nice, everything, my mans. So this you've seen, right? So I'm walking, this is the side of my house, and the vision has always been that I'm going to walk this way and walk towards the middle. And it sounds crazy, it sounds subtle, but it opens up so much. When I walk this way, this should be the entrance. So when we placed the coupe, so this wasn't, I can't even remember if there was a door here. I do not think there was a door here, but this is what I've used as the walkway this whole time, right? So I can get my lawnmower through here, my ride on, I think my ride on is 42 inches. So I can get my ride on through there. And when we always said we were going to obviously put the fence back, the fence was in bad shape. That's why we took it down. I put the mesh here. So that allows me to keep everybody in and keep everybody safe on that side. But this is to be a nice size opening that I could fit nice size tools. So if I were to rent a skid steer, I had one of my own, maybe. I'm gonna have a nice size opening. And all of that works because my AC is right here. We don't want that traffic to be rubbed up against the house. So the challenge has always been this walkway, nothing's going to be able to get by here because of the Taj Mahal. So when we made the Taj, we didn't know any better. We had no idea what chickens required, so we did the internet searches. I had no person physically involved in the process, so we were just targeting anything the internet told us that we were able to understand and digest. So it was mainly, how much square footage do you need? We only had 6 birds, and it was COVID. I was feeling young, and I mean, I still feel young, but I was a little bit more creative. And we had a fence that needed to come down because I installed like a whole new fence in the front, and I had all these fencing boards, and I said, that could be the walls. And that kind of got me thinking. And we knew that we wanted the coop to be off the ground. We also knew that most of the coops that we saw at Tractor Supply were very expensive for something that looked like I could fall on and break. So I, for whatever reason, was thinking that the predator basis was going to be bears at the top of the food chain. So I said, what can I build that, I mean, if a bear wants it, he wants it, right? But what can I build to make sure I don't lose my precious little chicks to a bear? And that's how the design started to come together. Um, and like I said, I sourced a lot of materials, definitely more than half of the project. I saved a ton of money, and I loved it. The coop was great. The dilemma was when I had 6 hens, I would look inside, and they would be occupying about 3 feet. they would they would occupy maybe 10% of the, yeah, that works out because this is only a 4x8 on the inside, so maybe about 10% of that square footage they would occupy, and they would be huddled up together in the evening. The coldest I would go look at them, and they would take up no space. So I had already built the darn thing with 3 nesting boxes, three, and they only used two. Now I got two, and they want to fight so much that somebody's always going broody. So we're just back and forth. But the other thing is, so one is going to open this whole area up, not having like a huge structure right where the walkway is. But I knew that this whole lane, I wanted to be installations one after the other after the other. So we have this nice row garden. Then we have the primary chicken area. Then I actually have trees that need more support and to be on water, but they're going in like this arc with potentially a space for some goats or sheep in the back, potentially, right? So this has all been designed in my head for years, and it was really like a band, like wrapping the whole property. So everything is in its place except for the coop. The coop is the only thing, and I just didn't know how. I wanted to move it somewhere, but then I since designed a coop that I found to be more sizable. I built the coop on a pallet, and the coop worked out absolutely fine, and I actually could get a few more birds in there with no problem. So I went from a big coop that was underused to a coop that I'm sort of maxing out the space, and I need to know how I can leverage. But I think I'm going to agree that I would like to have two separate flocks, because I think some of the more frail birds that don't like getting mixing up and fighting and all of that, they just need a little bit more peace. They tend to want to go broody as like as a defense mechanism. Like, you know what? You gonna keep stepping on my head? I'm gonna go sit on some eggs. So that's kind of what I go through now. But everything is like coming together, all except in this coop. Bro said Gen Pop. Yeah, I used to call him Hen Pop actually. Ubiwa, welcome. Make sure you like the stream, Mr. Ubiwa. You missed me. I was up on the ladder. I'm about to go back up. I don't know. I'm in the middle of feeling like going up on a ladder kind of abandons the interaction within the stream. So whatever. Like, follow, share. Just like the video, man. Forget all that other stuff. Well, how's everybody doing? What's going on? I'm having a lot better start to my week than I did last week. Even though today was a very hard work from home day. I was saying it earlier. My My children weren't. They didn't go to camp today, and they just weren't independent. And I guess just the way I work with them. I don't know. I just had a high expectation for them today, and they didn't fulfill that. But we're here, and like I said, we're gonna get a little bit done at a time. I could at least I could take the camera up there so you can kind of see what's going on. So I actually have it planned already to build out a garden. I don't know what you call it, but I'll show you the area. I'll show you. So, well, let's just walk this way. Let's see how the internet does, because I was struggling with the internet the other day. So I'll walk you this way, and hopefully I don't trip on anything or get cut on anything, because this is the roof. These are pretty sharp. I think I did a bad job of. I could have used the what do you call it? What do you call it? What do you call? How do you cut metal? Snips. I could have used the snips. Right? No worries. But I feel like you have to interact. Sometimes people just like to watch it. Oh, I see that, but I've been struggling to get. I think I fixed it, Rita. I got a new internet service provider, which was the plan, and it was supposed to be better. But for whatever reason, I think my internet is better, but the router doesn't go as far, and it did come with an extender. So today I actually changed the placement of the extender, and I think I've been not getting much views, KD, because I noticed when you don't have a strong internet connection, the views are always like really low. Like I'll be hanging out for 20 minutes with no one on. Um, but okay, so I'm gonna walk you here. You could excuse. I don't mind showing you guys, but I refuse to clean it because if I clean it, I'm gonna spend the time cleaning it and not taking this down. So ideally, I want to take it down, and I'll have all these materials to harvest. Okay, so I just step over that, and now when you enter in here, the chickens are actually not allowed in here. I caught them in here the other day for the first time. Caught one, Big Red, and she was tearing. You guys have seen this. You have seen this area. So right now for I said early spring. So this table right here, which is a table I got off of Marketplace for free years ago. I got to get all my starts going. So I'll probably clean this off starting tomorrow. And then I'm getting another row here. So where this cardboard is. So this whole area is going to be freed up. And then we already, look, I spilled some grass seeds. So I had to get that up. So now I'm gonna grow some pretty grass in there and probably decide where to patch it at. But yeah, everything in here is doing really awesome. Everything. So we got beans that we're gonna be taking out. The tomato row is doing great. My herb row is doing great. And I haven't decided what's gonna be here on the new row, but I already started getting my cardboard lined up. So I'll go with the same technique that I did before. But as you can see, if I show it to you like this, you could kind of get a vision of where I'm going. Oh, that's nice. I'm going to put the camera up high. Okay, it's not a drone. So blackberry hedge, which is doing good. And then this row needs to come to life for the fall. This row is beans, and it's almost ready to harvest, so that is looking really good. Like I said, tomatoes and peppers, and then an herb row. So there's just another row, another row, another row. So if you could imagine that when you turn this way, all you see is rows, and then you see my fence, and then you see the front yard. So I just have no need for my chicken coop, and I don't want to continue to use it as storage falsely versus actually making my real storage. And then, so this is one entryway, which I keep closed for now. And then the chicken's on the other side. So they have their system. So this whole side area is kind of like a band that wraps just what would this be? So this is like the northeast side of the property. So everything is kind of organized, and I'm taking away some of the, I don't call it a mistake, because it was just generation one. Daniel, what's up, man? How was school? How was your first day of school? Daniel had his first day of school yesterday, I believe. 'Cause he's in Australia. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Rita, I went through the same thing. The only thing, and maybe you could talk me off a bridge. The only problem that I had with that concept was I kind of lost my reasoning as to why I was streaming, and when I would have like no one on or the community wasn't like there, I didn't feel it. It's like, then okay, well then why are you even doing this? There was one point where I just loved to express what I was doing and I was having fun with it, but some of the tasks I get into, some of them are not fun. And I would feel my energy just stay in a space, and if I'm not going back and forth with someone, it's like, oh, okay, all right, so let's okay, well, we'll be on here for a little bit more. I do need to get back up on this ladder, but as you guys can see, man, this work this year really paid off. That's lemongrass right there. That is finally got a nice size rosemary plant. I did show up at the nursery yesterday, and there wasn't anything there for whatever reason. Maybe it's a little early for fall plants, but I don't think so. Like, just to get them started. But they were really out, so I just got some leeks and some sage. Just another species of sage that I need to put in. But yeah, I have a lot of work to do to clean up on the property. But the only encouraging thing is it seems like most things have gone through like their strongest grow of the season, and then now you could feel the temperature changing. Like, even now it's like really nice outside. It's cool. It's not even warm. It's like cool. So if I can get started with these cool weather crops, get them germinated, this whole garden is gonna be like very perky. So yeah, but yeah, I don't know, Rita. I used to want to talk about like things. I think that's why, one of the reasons why I stuck with the whole Darnell just talking, is because I like talking about interesting topics. Um, and I've gone back and forth between having conversations and doing, stuff out here. And I would say either one, I don't feel that I'm going in any direction. Um, yeah, right. I'm not too far from that when it comes to the gardening, for sure. I'm also usually building stuff and reclaiming wood and doing compost, and I really want to bring people along, but like I said, it has felt like a struggle. Um, it really has felt like a struggle to. Uh, I think you gotta be somewhat entertaining, and I love to challenge myself and say, you just the algorithm just doesn't think you're entertaining. But no, yeah, I mean, my channel has done, to me, is really the goal that I was trying to reach. I mean, I really reached a big part of that goal with, passing 500 subs. So that I ain't on here every day anymore, and it is what it is. But yeah, we're gonna be rocking. We're gonna be rocking. I use it for therapy too. I have additional reasons. I just kind of need, sometimes I need to soundboard the things that's going on, just to talk about. Like last week, I had a friend that passed away, and I was pretty much in a very stuck state, and coming back outside to do some things that were actually hard. It was pretty helpful because it allowed me to just stay within a good space. So, what do you think if MySpace ever came back? Well, MySpace doesn't need to come back because we have the same framework. It's sad to say, it's actually disappointing to me that whether it be movies or TV shows, freaking rom-coms, we have the same ideas that continue to just rotate. They're just in rotation, and MySpace, at its barest point, if you say what it was just a early social network, social media, and we definitely have our choice of what that is. Some people use it as a place to meet people, network, and connect with. We have tools that do that, so it's there. It's just, and that's just my opinion, but I mean, the business model was slightly different, where the social media networks and companies, they have changed the way they implement the business model. If you remember, thanks for calling me entertaining, Rita. If you remember, MySpace was an ad. They just had ads. They were pay per click, so PPC. So the Facebook intentionally, and most services do this nowadays, they intentionally have a freemium, but they can't go the ad route because the ad route kind of taints them, and it's just an old play, and we don't deal with it. It also is very limiting because it's not as targeting. We went through that phase where, don't you put something about the police in your email. Next thing you know, you're gonna get police ads. I used to get NYPD ads all the time. I mean, we still have drip marketing, but I'm comfortable personally with where my stuff is. So, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know if there's that many new ideas. I really don't. When I'm watching movies, I'm watching like I said, my son. He's watching Popeye. He's watching the original Popeye cartoons, and to me, that stuff, there's an originality to that is almost not duplicated. Looney Tunes by, I don't think that's duplicated. I think there's enough. How would I say this? There's enough options out there that everything hasn't been duplicated, so they still have time to continue to reinvent and reinvent and reinvent. And don't let the kids get excited about it. Don't let the ability for there to be happy meals. When something could be a happy meal, you are going to impact a generation. Uh, but yeah, it's just in rotation. I wonder where all the creatives are. Like, would a question I would have, Katie, is like, would AI disrupt all of the potential creators, like the people that dream of stories, that write stories, that design stories? Would AI just absorb all of the people? Not really the ideas, because the people may never even express themselves. Um, that's what I believe, and I am entertaining. Look. I was swinging on this tree. I was over here swinging on this yesterday. Rita. I have a mulberry tree that's just sticking out of nowhere. I never really show you guys the trees, but it's a lot going on up here. I got a huge silver maple. This is a mulberry. and I got that's a walnut, black walnut. Um, and everything is, I mean, they're kind of growing pretty dense. But you know, if you keep chickens, you may use AI too much sometimes. So, come on. I ain't gonna say it on here, but some people at work, man, they at this point, people are turning themselves into prompters, and before they are willing to ask human questions, they ask AI. That has always been my dilemma. Thanks, I appreciate that, Katie. That has always been my dilemma with like, it's not AI, it's the people who work with AI, the people that expect us to work with AI. They tend to ask questions to AI that they've never asked me. So here I am, a person who's willing to solve problems and think outside the box, and I now have to um, whitewash my solution and say that I do this. This is actually crazy and it's unacceptable. And if you guys want to report me, please do so. Today, actually, I'll tell you what I'm gonna tell you, but I'll give you a real story. Today, a coworker complained that he doesn't have access to Claude. He only has access to Copilot. Based on the company only allows us certain people to use Copilot and certain people to use Claude. Um, so I don't want to hash out the battle with the companies, but the problem is the solution was already detailed and dictated by a human, me. So I open my mic and I say, you know, I don't think, to me the problem is not that we don't have Claude, or you know, you can't use Copilot. The problem is that I use Darnell, and I don't think anybody heard that this is the solution. I said I said that in a meeting. And I like laughing at work. Like, no one's gonna be pissed off by that, but it's just interesting that we are so willing to use these tools without even asking if are we making something harder for humans. So like, can AI code a program better than me? Of course, absolutely. If you don't tell it to program it in a way that I can read it, it doesn't think to do that. It's not courteous. It's not like, you know what, I'm going to do this so that we can make sure that this company is safe. So when you talk to the human, everything that I do, you want me to have a run book. You want me to have documentation so that I can pretty much, I could croak and you still have what to do. I can die, you could have what to do. So you want me to write my whole job and everything that gives me the value today here. You need it, and that's okay. And you hide under the concept of documentation. But when you go ask Claude to do something, or Copilot, or ChatGPT, you just take whatever it made. You don't care if you could read it, and you just implement it. So we're actually not. This is apples and oranges. So we're just in a weird space, and I I don't want to speed time up. 'Cause time is critical, but I do want to get to the point where I know where these companies are gonna go with their ask of how this is supposed to impact us. I want to be on to the next thing. Um, there's some things that I would love to revisit. Them, make the quality of our lives better. So that's kind of what I'm usually thinking about. But any other questions? I love questions. Yeah, I try not to use AI too much, Katie. Um, I definitely use it, and I use it. My sister was actually giving me props because the way I told her I use it, she used it and it actually worked for her. It helped to get her unstuck from something. Um, I use it the way it was introduced to me. Somebody I trust, because I was against it some years ago, and they told me, they said, um, imagine this. Okay, well, happy celebration to you. I'm absolutely for that. One day at a time. Stay motivated and encouraged. Yeah, take breaks when you need them. Yup. Okay, Rita, I will see you. And Katie, congratulations. And Katie, I gotta let you know about my connection, so to speak, to recovery. I used to work at a halfway house, and definitely helped to impact the rest of my life. But yeah, so yeah, I do. I appreciate you guys. When I talk to my peoples on the outside, some of my dusty friends who don't, they want to help, but and I don't need anybody to help. I think sometimes the when a person is vulnerable, the words might stand out more. And I've been in that space where I might have been vulnerable to, just trying to figure out like what's next, what I'm doing with this, what can I turn this into. And people are so willing to claim that they know you should do this, you should try this. Like my friend slash cousin, who we're kind of married into being cousins now. Yesterday, actually, I gotta post some pictures because he took some nice pictures of me, like behind the scenes. I'm actually gonna post those. See, um, yeah, it'd be nice to post. He, I gave him a spiel about. He goes, "You don't stream anymore," and I went down and I kind of explained to him. I don't want to wear it out here. Um, but he then said to me, you ought to. It seems like you would have benefited from streaming with someone, like having a partner. I was like, you don't say. Wow. So I look at my wife and I say, uh, can you tell him that I tried? I did my part to like try to not. Like, this is not even what I wanted. But I had to do this. I had to do this as a first step because a lot of people say what they're gonna do and they don't do it, and that's just not me. I do stuff. I'm a doer. But yeah, it's just when I found myself vulnerable throughout this time and wanting to just see what I could do to get that next like jolt. Um, People were always willing. You should do that. You haven't thought about that, and it's like, yeah, I know you don't want to join my stream. I get it. So I'm actually gonna take Rita's advice, and I'm gonna just keep working and see what I can get done. Because what I don't want to do is keep this OSB. I don't want to keep that exposed because it will rain. And where I want to use that, I mean, I guess one little rain ain't gonna hurt it, but where I want to use it probably won't work out um, if I leave that exposed and let that soak up all the water. It'll probably swell up. If you are still hanging out, you want to throw something in the chat, by all means. Huh? I know. All right, so I'm gonna go back up. We're gonna get this music back on. My phone's probably gonna die, which what's I'm up. see that this is so hard to see the screws, man. Probably shouldn't let my phone die. What's it, meatball? Look at the chickens coming to you. Like I said, I'm working on this, taking down this. I'll be doing this over the course of days with my extra time. If you throw something in the chat, I'll definitely respond when I come down. I'm going to keep replacing a lot of moving it around. The cup with the something wrong? I just hope that when I get to this area, that I don't have to climb the damn. I don't have to climb the coop. Okay. Like I was saying before, one of the funny things is I could feel I'm doing the exact opposite of how I installed it. So I feel like I'm walking through my shoes, my decisions. Feels a little nostalgic. At least I don't have. At least I'm not on 16. All right. See, here's. Yeah. So this is as far as I would have to go because I think. Oh, that came out good. Well, I didn't have a nesting box here when I started. So let's see. Can't really tell if I missed the screw. Well, I think I'm gonna cover it tonight. I do have a nice. While I have it, I don't always have it, but I think I have a tarp that'll cover this nice. Maybe I could wake up in the morning. Oh, that pull. Sometimes when you pull and you feel like I almost went through. about being up on like heights, not that this is like super high, but anytime you're up on a ladder, it could be dangerous. The thing that it just kind of grounds you. It grounds you. Like something's there, but I don't see it. It's a good place to stop. I don't have much vision. Um, like I said, this is the project I'm doing. Be nice to get my phone charged now. Um, yeah, so thanks for hanging out with me, guys. I'll promise to. This is an internet promise, so don't take it too serious. I'm gonna promise to um, keep coming out here and turn the camera on when I do. For now, let me just clean up the area, throw some stuff away, and go get a tarp. Not in that order. I think I'll get the tarp first. Go get a tarp to cover this. Um, yeah, just for the night. All right. Well, thanks. Talk to you.